If you're ugly, then keep being ugly. We all got duties in this world, you know? I mean, shit, I was ugly. I might be still ugly, but I can't be short and ugly, right? I'm pure knowledge, man. Born and raised Richmond, Virginia. Um, yeah, depending on the day, you might get a different personality, but overall, I'm pure knowledge. I jumped off, it's probably like a two-story. It was a tennis court that was down here, and there was a section where you could overlook to watch the tennis match. And it was one night in college, decided to just kind of jump from that. And it probably could have broke my legs, but I'm still here. And I have both my legs, so we're good. Don't drink, kids. Let's just say that. Go Mode is an anthem, man. It's like it's going through a transition in the sense of going from regular life, trying to go after the things that you aspire and the things that you're passionate about, trying to deal with the sacrifices of life, going with one way of, dealing with your family and having to keep food on the table and paying bills while at the same time going full into what you love. And that costs a lot of money at the same time. So it's really just like, all right, it's time. I'm in my go mode. You gotta go after what you love. So when you plant that money tree, that's one sight to see. People reach and grab for a reason to get half of me. Splitting up that money each and every way but equally. Action speaking frequently. I peep but they don't think I peep. I overcame battles. You don't know my tragedy. You just sign your name when they label as a masterpiece. You broke in every olive branch. I can't even lend a leaf. I think that my patience peaked. Now you meet the different me. So definitely the first part, when you plant that money tree, that's one sight to see. That's more so about when you start reaching those goals that you set for yourself. You start getting more success. You start getting a little bit more money. A lot of people start feeling that they have say in that come up, and they earn bits and pieces of the things that you're getting out of the pot per se. It's a lot of people who didn't help along the way, or a lot of the same people who doubted now want to come out and say, oh, hey, I know we haven't talked in 6-7 years, but actually I just heard your song. By the way, can I get $20? So like just people coming out of nowhere just thinking yada, yada, yada. So that's just about people wanting to get bits and pieces and thinking they deserve parts of your success. Splitting up the money each and every way but equally, basically thinking that, yeah, okay, so you come up, you deserve to get success, you get so-and-so, but let me go ahead and get this from you. Or if you're going to be successful, that's perfectly fine, but let me make sure that I get more than you, so I'll always be in a better position to basically be a step ahead of where you're currently at. So as long as they get more than what I have, they're always happy in a sense. But yeah, action speaking frequency, that's about where a lot of people do shady things, or sometimes they move and they may not think you see what their underlying tactics are. They may not think you understand what's going on in the background, but in actuality you can clearly see what's going on. You just may not choose to speak on it at the time. So you just let their actions speak, and their character kind of comes to the surface. Overcame battles. The overcame battles, that's just about kind of a triumph. A triumphant moment where, coming from where I came from, I'm born and raised in Richmond, Virginia, graduated high school, thankfully was able to get my degree in college as well. Just kind of overcoming certain battles. I wasn't always the greatest in school. I had my own different struggles, but just kind of coming up from different struggles, whatever it may be. You all have your own struggles as well, but being able to kind of conquer those different things and conquer your own mindset too, of not letting that defeat you, and that or getting to a better place, that's always great. People just sign their name, they want to go ahead and attach themselves to you, and like I mentioned, don't really have much to do with the process. As Rick Ross say, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. So yeah, I think I think that was Just kind of my own way of putting that. You've broken every olive branch. I can't even lend a leaf. Yeah, that's just be people taking advantage of your friendship or thinking that they can kind of push you around or maybe, yeah, like I mentioned, take advantage of how you are and take your kindness for a weakness. So you get pushed to a certain point where you just don't even want to take that anymore. You go a long way trying to be a good person to help people out, but then there's a certain extent you get to where it's like you have to have enough love for yourself and understand that you don't want to take anymore. So that's just me not extending my kindness anymore. And I think my patience is peaked. Now you meet the different me. It's just like me saying, okay, I've reached that point. I no longer want to take the type of behavior and the type of attitude that is given. So you just gonna have to get a new different me. If you get a hostile attitude, that's just how it's gonna be, unfortunately. But yeah, it's actually not necessarily an oxymoron, but it's kind of ironic. I wasn't that great in school, so coming up with this little thing like, oh yeah, this smart kid, or watch I come out and I'm gonna give him so much pure knowledge or whatever. It was kind of a joke on myself, and at the same time wanting me to dive more into learning more about the rap game and more about words and definition and vocabulary. Just wanted to kind of expand on my knowledge and motivate myself to kind of get smarter and take a lot of things serious, a lot more serious, but also kind of paying homage to me not being the biggest bookworm or me not having the greatest GPA, but still, being an intellectual individual. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. All right, so there was a situation where I had to be in high school and probably shouldn't have been involved with this individual. This was a female, and I was a lot younger, obviously. But me being stupid, this young female, she was like, yeah, my parents are gone. You should come over, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, all right, cool. We'll just hang out for a second. It's perfectly fine. Whole time, I'm like, all right, we're going to be outside. Just don't go inside. We'll be perfectly fine. So I'm kicking it, and it's a summer's day, and I sweat easy. So it was just not my environment. So as I'm kicking it outside, I start getting hot. I'm like, all right, so is it possible to get a water? Because if I'm gonna be outside, I'm gonna need like AC. I'm gonna need like an Eminem fan. I'm gonna need something, right? So eventually she's like, yeah, it's perfectly fine. Just come on inside. And the whole time I'm like, I don't know, because I know how this game goes. Once you get inside, it's not good. So anyway, I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll go ahead. She offered me inside, so I went to go ahead, get some water inside. Long story short, we were hanging out, drinking water, reading books, and the door opened up, and we were all the way upstairs at the time, so I couldn't just run outside. So the door opened up. Next thing you know, her dad comes storming upstairs, and he was very strict. This is one of those parents who was like, no boys allowed. So as soon as he came in, I had to rush in the closet, and I'm thinking like, oh snap, hopefully this goes well. I don't know how I'm about to get out of this situation. And this is
reading books.
So this is my first time in this situation, reading books, getting caught reading books. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm about to get out of this situation because I've never been here. And Dad opened up the door. First thing I'm doing is like, oh snap, all right, it's here. He instantly, boom, hit me. And I'm trying to figure out like, all right, boom. That first one, he got me. The second one, I'm trying to be ready and prepared. But at the same time, I'm not really trying to hit her dad. It's a weird situation. So, yeah, next thing you know, he's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? How are you here with my daughter? Yada, 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 yada. And I'm just like, all right, I just came to chill. She said we could have some water. So now I'm in here. And whole time we're upstairs. And he's talking to his daughter. He's like, oh my gosh, how dare you? I'm about to call your mother, yada, yada, yada. And he took one look to talk to her. I said, right. And dipped. And I tell you, I ran. This man chased me out the house, got in the car, chased me down the street, and I'm just booking it just because I wanted to chill with this female. And I went inside, got some water. Whole time I probably shouldn't even been over there in the first place, but me just trying to be a kid, I ended up being chased by some girl's dad. And I'm thinking this only happens in the movies. If I probably thought about it, I have a lot of situations like that, but yeah, there you go.